Hello, nerds. So I am to the point where I'm going to keg my raw hazy Kvike IPA. Check that shit out. I've been lectured enough times on the internet that I'm going to say Kvike from now on, and it won't be close enough, but it'll be closer. So, very sorry, Norwegian farmhouses. But I got an idea. I generally like to keg hop beers. I like these stainless mesh tubes. This one's a little bendy because getting the tube off, or the lid off after the last batch was a little tricky. But my problem with them is you fill this thing with hops, or you put hops in it and you think, oh sweet, it'll get all this contact. And then everything compacts down like right in the bottom and you get this little puck. And if you put like 3 ounces of hops, maybe you'll get a 2-inch tall puck. And in the middle, when you empty it out, they're still like whole pellets. They're damp, yes, but I don't think I'm getting the bang for my buck from this thing, which is a problem because I like keg hopped beers. I think it keeps the dry hop character fresh for a long time, and I think it's a pretty sweet way to go. So I got to thinking, what is to stop me from dry hopping the whole keg, running my dip tube inside this thing and like reverse engineering the process? I don't think there's anything. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take this here drill and I'm gonna put a hole in the top of this that should be just big enough to get my dip tube through. And then when I sanitize the keg and purge the keg with CO2, I'm gonna have this thing all installed like so. And I'm going to dry hop inside the keg and then rely on this to filter the hops out as it pours. Will it work? I don't really know, but I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, if it keeps the hops in, it should be able to keep the hops out too. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will show you how I do it, which is really drill a hole and then put a keg back together. So it's really not like that earth-shattering of a video or anything, but yeah, so we're going to do that. I'm going to keg this Citra and Mosaic Kvike Raw IPA Norwegian farmhouse radness. And we're going to try the reverse keg hopper and see how it goes. And if it works well, then I'll make $1 million selling something that already is sold and just have to put a hole in. Another failed genius business plan, I guess. But they still can Moon Man, so that's a win. So, I don't think anybody wants to watch me drill a hole because this is kind of flimsy. I'm gonna try and do it just like, we'll see how bad it is, and then if I look like an idiot, then I'll just not edit it out. Oh, we're getting there, almost there. Well, okay, it's going to take a minute. It is stainless steel, and this is probably not a bit for stainless steel. Even though it's thin, it'll go through. It's just going to take me a minute. Okay, so, hole. Fits pretty perfectly. It's a little, it's loose enough to get through there, so that's cool. I'm not really worried about shit coming through the top of this thing. That's my genius idea for the week. So, you're welcome, I guess. I'm also brewing, right now actually. I'm actually going to pitch a bigger milkshake IPA right on top of the dry hops and the Kvike, the Voss from the last raw IPA. So we're going to do a bunch of oats, 2 big bottles of amazing mango, which is like 100% fruit juice smoothie deal. Kind of cheating, but kind of I don't think cheating. So that's what's actually in the bottle. So that's a shitload of mangoes, and banana and apple and orange. So these things are quite tasty. I have made fruited beers with them before, especially Berliners they work pretty well in. Like there's a red berry blend. It's strawberry and raspberry, blueberry. That works really well in like a strawberry-ish Berliner. And they're simple and they're pretty cheap. I mean, this thing was like, I think these bottles were like $7 a piece. I don't think you could touch 7 mangoes for that, especially not in Wisconsin in the winter. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. There's my new experiment. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, nerds. And I think I'm gonna take this thing to the Fond du Lac Homebrew Festival and test it out there and see how it does. And if it turns out to be every beer is kalinized and there's hops all over the place, well then, you know, my experiment failed. But I will shoot a video up there and we will find out for sure. Gonna do, nerds. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Okay, you didn't think it was gonna be that easy, did you? I did for a minute. Then I realized I have my reverse keg hopper. That's patent pending too, Wally. Don't go trying to steal my ideas. So the trick though is how to get, let's see, I have keg. I need this to go through dip tube hole, this to go in and fit the dip tube into the cylinder, and it ain't a very big hole in the top of this keg. So it's, oh, maybe it's possible. You just can't see what the hell you're doing. Let's see. Otherwise, oh, wait. Let's see. Hole there. Dip tube somewhere. There. Okay. Okay. It's sort of a blind. It's like, how do you get the rod into the hole in the dark? This is not a problem I have very often, but okay, there, I've got my whole hand in the keg now. I thought maybe I could, oh shit, I thought maybe I could use some dental floss. Oh snap. There we go. Alright. Success! I really thought I was going to have to take some dental floss and kind of hang that thing and do a little dance. But let's see if you can see inside. I'm not sure if I was camera around. There you go. The reverse keg hopper in action. So now I am going to sanitize this keg again. It was sanitized and stored, but I have had my hand inside it, so we're gonna do that. But I think it's gonna work. I figure maybe I'll lose, you know, half a pint or something at the very bottom, but overall, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. Okay, so just to kind of explain my theory here, I just emptied this tube from the last keg of IPA, and I banged some of it out into the what will be a herb bed eventually, but then I banged the rest of it out just on the ledge here, and if it'll focus, I mean, you can see there's like that right there is just it's a hop pellet, intact. It's still, it's damp, but inside it's still like leafy and dry. So I kind of think I've been wasting. I mean, this works, but it's not as good as it could be. That's where I think the reverse keg hopper might come in and be sweet. So yeah, I even put like a tube in, like inside the tube to kind of keep more surface area, and still it's just, these just aren't getting broken up. There's full pellets in there that are, they're not dry, but they're definitely. So that's my story. I thought it was going to be just a short video, and then it turned a little longer, but maybe it's a little more informative. So it should be interesting to see how it works. in theory, all those keg hops might just pack at the bottom, and you'll still get some of that dryness at the very bottom of that layer. But I think it's going to be better than having them all in a tight little puck. At least they'll be able to kind of lay over the bottom of the keg and have beer constantly circulating over the top of them. So that's my theory. Let me know if it's crazy or if anybody, maybe there's something out here that already does this. But I don't think so. Not that I've seen anyway. So not that I looked either. So maybe I just think I'm a genius. I'm not a genius. But that's that. I gotta go heat some sparge water and run this mash off and get ready to bring all the boys to the yard with this milkshake. So, cheers, nerds. Yandu. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.